Disrupt Education.
All right.
With Donny and the Machine in the house, actually podcasting, doing a whole bunch of stuff. What's up, guys? How are you?
What's up, Peter, man?
Oh my God, this is great. Thanks for hosting, man.
No
This
problem.
has got to be the coolest Disrupt Education so far, right? So,
all right. I'm glad, dude. I want to say thank you for coming on our show first and having a spectacular conversation. Those of you guys that are viewers of Disrupt Education, check out Donny and the Machine episode 15, featuring your guy, Disrupt Education, Pete Hostrawser.
We made it. So. Yeah, tell me about your story. Like what? Okay, so you're an educator, you're an automotive, a bunch of 100 businesses. So, okay, high school. Then now, what happened? Who wants to jump in?
I'll take the way, man.
Right.
So Sabri and I, we graduated high school. We graduated 8th grade together. We grew up since preschool together. Best friends, right? He was the best man at my wedding. I love this kid to death. I love building this podcast with him. So we graduated high school together, and we were on that traditional path of going to college, majoring in business, because you can't go wrong majoring in business. You know what I mean?
Business.
But we just kind of, and I'm going to speak for myself here. I kind of just went the college route because that was what I was supposed to do. Didn't really think anything of it, and I didn't really research too much of other schools out there. I picked DePaul. I wanted that one school, and I loved the idea of living that life of going to school in Lincoln Park and doing that lifestyle. And then I was working as a personal trainer at the time. Long story short, I realized within 3 months of going to DePaul, I was like, this is not working out. Like, my business and personal training is suffering. I don't know that I'm getting what I really want out of this education at DePaul. It's super expensive, right? I really asked myself those questions, and at the end of the day, I ended up dropping out of college, and I really took the time in that 2 years from 19 to 21, basically, to really figure out what I love doing, and I was never afraid to admit to myself what I was really interested in doing, and that was fitness, that was coaching, that was building up people, getting the most out of them. I started coaching at a high school, and it really turned me on to the idea of becoming an educator and being a teacher in a school. And then there's no other way than to go to college to become a teacher, right? You have to jump through those hoops. You have to get that piece of paper to be an educator, right? To work at a school anyway. You can educate anybody through any way, right? But in that one style and in teaching in a high school, I had to do that, and I really was adamant about that decision, and I really pushed myself to get to the point where I'm at now. So right now, I'm an educator at a high school, Ridgewood High School, District 234, now that I'm there, I'm coaching boys soccer. I'm coaching boys volleyball. I'm actually going to start up a program there. Yeah. Which is really exciting. And on the side, I'm doing this podcast, and I love it. I love the authenticity that we're bringing. I love the authenticity of the people that we're bringing on the show. It's growing every single day. We're figuring out what our voice is, and I really love what we're doing, man. And I think it's inspiring a lot of people. Anyone that listens to this might have an idea to do their own authentic thing that spikes other people to do good things, right? So at the end of the day, we're just helping each other grow and learn and be better people, right?
Yeah, right, right. That's awesome. So your story, a little different though, right?
Similar but different.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, like I said, we graduated high school, and coming from first generation American born here, parents come from overseas, they have this expectation that you grow up with, like, oh, you guys got to be the first ones to go to college because we didn't get to go, and all this stuff. And growing up in the regular school system, the only way you're going to be successful is if you go to college. You get that ingrained in your head. So I only looked at DePaul. I thought, hey, I'm told this is a great school for business, this and that. That's where I applied. I got in. I started there. I don't remember if I finished the whole year. Maybe it was like half of it. But I'm sitting there. I had, I think, 1 or 2 business courses where I'm listening to a teacher explain, the curriculum and all that. And she starts explaining that she's never been in the field that she's teaching.
Wow.
That's when I had like this boom. I was like, I have a father at home who opened 3 businesses on his own, which I've been learning from growing up every day, going after school, working, watching. I'm like, why am I going to spend all this money when I have a personal teacher at home who's actually done this and been through everything that's involved.
Yeah.
So I started working more closely with him, this and that. I was still very big into music, so I decided to go to a trade school to learn music recording and music business and technology, just to have that on my back. But ever since I grew up, my dad's been working on cars. I really got into it, and the rest is, that's where I'm at. And I figured for me, it was to learn the values and what he went through and how to do it. He instilled in me like many things. Like, I'm a jack of all trades. Like, I like to fix things. I like to read and educate myself how to do everything. And if there is an opportunity, even if I don't want to work on cars anymore, I have those values and those skills instilled in me to open or to chase whatever I want to do.
Right. That's crazy awesome. So you do have like kind of different stories. Like you questioned the college, and then you were like, I just kind of need to feel out what I really want to do, right?
Right.
Did you guys intersect at like DePaul? Did you guys go together, or did you like just not know?
I think we intended to have like a similar schedule, but it just didn't work out that way.
It didn't.
You know, we didn't really cross paths that much. We had like, you know, the Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule, the Tuesday, Thursday, and they ended up, you know, being different.
Right. We didn't
no. And then, you know, when I'm on the path by myself and I'm like, hey, this isn't really like how I planned it to be. And, you know, again, I felt like I was just not getting the value from what I was putting into it, like financially. You know, I wasn't getting anything out of this really. I wasn't learning things that I was passionate about, and I needed that. And at the time, like, I found the fitness thing. I was personal training, and I really loved what I was doing. And in the personal training world, I did have good mentors, and I learned a lot from the first job that I had as a personal trainer.
And you were 18
years old.
You started that.
Yes.
So who were your mentors? Like, how did they connect with you?
So it was actually a really rocky start. I started working at a Ballytoll Fitness over here in the 90 in Cumberland, Chicago. It was really rocky. I was working out there at the time, actually with Sabri. We first started working out there. I got certified at National Personal Training Institute. I was actually getting certified my senior year of high school. So I would take a train and a bus every Tuesday and Thursday and all day Saturday. My last semester of my senior year was taking these classes and learning about human anatomy and physiology and biomechanics, and taking that and learning how to make it practical and learning how to train in the gym. It was really an awesome experience. And I was doing this 3 days a week as an 18-year-old in class with a bunch of adults looking for career changes, you know? But I learned a lot there, but it wasn't really till I got to Bally's where I really learned to be a trainer and really be a mentor to these people trying to lose weight and making their fitness goals. But I had a very good support staff with the people I worked with, and I still maintain a relationship with some of those people today. But in those 2 years, I really learned and had a really good foundation of how to exercise in an appropriate ways that are going to benefit not only people that I'm around and myself, but my clients, for a long period of time. And every year that I was a trainer, I just learned more and more. And I worked at another health club in Oak Park, actually, when I was back in college. So when I decided to make the jump to go back to teaching, I still trained because it's what I love to do. And since I was going in the PE teaching area, there's a lot of science out there, physical activity in the brain. And the more physically active you are, the more neurons you're firing. Ultimately, the more knowledge you're going to retain in academia, right? Which sounds good. It's great. It's what really drove me to start this. But now there's, I think, a little bit more to education. It's not just the academics like we talked about, but really getting kids to find what they're passionate about and what they love to do.
So like rewinding a little bit before DePaul, so was there something in high school that actually told you that, let me get that, the alarms, was there something in high school that you kind of like, something went off in high school, or how would you do high school differently if you could go back? That's a good question.
I don't know that I would do anything differently. I don't know that I would do anything differently. Like, we had a band together.
Our main focus was our band and our music. That was our biggest drive. What drove us every day. We wanted to practice. We wanted to play music. We wanted to write music. We had the goal of, we're going to be big one day. That's all we could think about. Would we do anything different with school?
What do you mean? Like, with the way we were approaching class?
What if like that was like, let's say your senior year was that? Do you think you could learn like the cores out of actually creating and moving the bands? Or how would that look to you? Like, say that your whole senior year would be, okay, your band, Dare I ask what the name is?
With a Vengeance.
With a Vengeance.
With a Vengeance, man.
So what would that look like?
Like if we were like taking music as our number one thing in school and taking our brand and build it and learn to like build social media, and YouTube was just coming out at that time. You know,
Right.
we were on internet radio before internet radio was cool. Back in 2007, we were asked to go on this show called Fearless Radio.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's some internet radio station. And we went downtown and we did this thing, and it was hysterical because we didn't think anybody listened to it, but it was an experience to go on a radio show. You know what I mean? So like if it was, let's say high school was the band, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had to learn how to promote the band and write our music and learn how to get a following and think about all the tangible skills that we would have had.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the whole concept of the band too is a lot of teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
It really kept us like motivated. Like it teaches you discipline. It taught us like there's things out there. Like we weren't just on the streets bored with nothing to do. You know, it taught us like a lot of hardworking value and stuff because we were all working towards a common goal.
Yeah, the band thing was awesome. Like again, like building something with a group of people that's purposeful because that's something super healthy. Like I said before in our podcast, it hits areas of the brain that we don't normally hit, you know, in everyday life, right? We're building something that was very purposeful to us and we really love doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Sabri and I wrote a lot of the music and we had a very good chemistry with the other two guys in the band. And it was something that worked for a really long time. And we just love to do it. We didn't consider it work. And I feel like a lot of the stuff that I learned from being in the band, I apply into my everyday life now, 100%.
Right.
You know,
that's a great. So let me just like ask you as a final question is so if with your experiences, because you have awesome paths where you're not literally traditional. You didn't go straight into college in 4 years and then bam out and then whatever. What would you tell a student right now? And I know you do it every day, but think about like tell our viewers like what would you tell a student who's a little bit lost, like maybe questioning the college route or you know being pressured into something that they're not wanting to do. What would you tell that 17, 16-year-old? Like
I want to jump right into this, but let's Sabri. You give me.
He's gonna rattle him.
Yeah, I don't want to take too much time.
Well, I have a brother and sister who are 16, 17 right now. Mm-hmm. What I would tell somebody, I would tell them if you don't want to go to college right away, don't. Find actually what you want to do. You know, take some time to learn yourself, explore things, see what's out there, what makes you happy. Go for that. And then if that ends up being you need college or you want to go to college, then that's your path.
Great.
Yeah, first of all, you know, every person's life is situational, right?
Right.
You know, they have different finances attached to each life, and you know, if you guys have the money to spare to go to college, and that's the experience that you want, and you can get an education and you can network and meet people because it's a good route if that's the route you want to go. There's no question about that, and if it's affordable to you. And that's your thing, go for it. But everyone's situational. Let me first say that. But I would go along the lines of what you just said, Sabri, because a lot of people, they look at their career with a dollar sign. What can I do to make the most money? And I think Jim Carrey had this famous quote, I wish everybody would be rich and famous so they could realize that it's not the answer to everything, right? And it's not the answer to solve all the problems in the world. More money is equal to more problems. At the end of the day, you know, I would say find out what you love. Find out what your passion is. Be patient. Try different things. Try different things. I know Gary Vee says this all the time. I don't know that these kids or people in general have tried enough things. They just haven't tried enough things. How the heck do you know what you like if you haven't tried enough things? So try different things. Find out what really drives you. Find out what you're passionate about. Find out what could help other people. Find out what could help yourself. Be a better person and contribute to society in the best way possible. And triple down on that, as Gary Vee says.
I love it.
And triple down on that, and whatever that is, whether that's the college route, whether that's building a brand, whether that's starting a business, whether that's just taking your time and working at Starbucks to figure out what it is that you want to do, then let that be that. But as long as that there's something that's teaching you values, teaching you hard work, teaching you how to hold yourself accountable, discipline, people skills, networking, again, honesty is huge. Dissolve the ego, and be yourself. Be your true self, because that's the only way you can learn and grow and be a better person and really find that thing. That's
well said, man. What are you guys on a podcast? This is great. Donny and the Machine tell us where they can find you, man. You're on SoundCloud.
We're on Donny the Machine on iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, Google Play. Find us at Donny and the Machine on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Tune in anytime. If you like what you hear, shout out to your friends. Share it all over the place. Hey, man, thanks for having us on Disrupt Education. This was so much fun.
Appreciate it, man. I'm a couple episodes behind. This is 11, and appreciate it. Donny and the Machine, check them out. They're living the dream. They're trying things. They're experiencing life just like you should in your education. Keep disrupting education, guys.
Keep it up.
We'll see ya.
Peace.